الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته, and welcome to Fiqh al-Muamalat online class. And today we carry on our discussions and we talk about types of sales. We talked about it last session. We provide a high level descriptions on the sales and what sales is about briefly and the types of sales. And today we go to further classifications on the types of sales. Of course, when we look at the sales, one of the classifications of sales is sales could be classified into two different categories. The first one is a normal sales, or we call it bargaining sales, or we call it Bay'ul Musawama, is the first classifications. And this class basically is well known, it is well practiced in the market, whereby no reference will be made to the cost, original price, and profit margin of the item. You go to a shop, you want to buy this, maybe it is $5, how much it is, $5, and that's it. So there is no obligations on the seller to provide you the breakdown of the cost and the profit margin, meaning that there is no Sharia requirements that the seller is required to disclose his profit margin. But he will just give you the selling price. If you like it, you buy. If you don't like it, you just go away. And you have the right to negotiate and bargain. That's why we call it Bay'ul Musawama. There is Musawama, meaning there is a bargaining. You may not like the price, maybe it is too expensive, then you will negotiate and try to give discount, and take and give, forward and back with the seller. The negotiation will take place, the bargaining will take place, the musawama will take place, then you agree on the price, then the transactions will be concluded. So this is the Bay'ul Musawama, bargaining sales. And this bargaining sales, again, there is no difference. There is no reference being made to the original price or the profit margin. That's the first one, which is very popular. Now the second one, cluster, which is quite interesting, we call it fiduciary sales, or we call it Buyul Amana. Buyul Amana, as you can see, as you can hear, there is a word Amana, meaning it is sales based on trust. Sales based on trust. That's Buyul Amana. Why? Because there is a requirements by Sharia to provide the disclosure of the original cost and the profit margin. There is a Sharia requirement to provide how much profit you are making. Of course, if you select this cluster of fiduciary sales or Buyul Amanat or sales based on trust, if you select this one, of course, if you select the previous one, which is Bay'ul Musawama, no requirement on that. But if you want to conclude the contract based on Buyul Amanat, so there is a requirement by Sharia to provide a disclosure of the profit margin. And basically, the buyer will depend in his decisions on the integrity of the seller. And basically, with regard, of course, the profit and cost being disclosed to him, and the buyer will make his decisions not based on the bargaining, not based on the discounts, not based on the negotiation, but based on the disclosure provided. This is, let's say, for example, you want to sell any item. We'll tell you, I'm going to sell you this. So this is my cost, this is my profit margin. My cost is $4 and my profit is $1. So I'm selling to you $5. So you make a breakdown between the cost and the profit and you disclose the profit margin to the buyer. So this is, we call it Buyul Amanat. Now when it comes to Buyul Amanat, there are three different contract under this Buyul Amanat. The first one, which is Bay'ul Murabaha, بيع المرابحة, there is a profit you make. Of course, بيع المرابحة will come in our discussions, inshallah, in details. But this is just a high-level descriptions in the context of بيوع الأمانات. بيوع الأمانات, we have بيع المرابحة, then we have بيع التولية, then we have بيع الحطيطة, or بيع الوضيعة. So for the بيع المرابحة, there is a profit. In بيع التولية, there is zero profit. In بيع الوضيعة or بيع الحطيطة, there is a discount. Meaning that مرابحة is positive, تولية is zero, بيع الوضيعة is negative. So مرابحة, which is the first one, is you make sales whereby any asset you make sales, then you provide your original cost and your profit margin. Profit margin could be 1%, 2%, 3%, or it could be an absolute number and a value. Like for example, my profit is $10, is $100, whatever you disclose. So this is murabaha. You show the original price, then you show the profit margin, and the total selling price is this. Then you close the deal. And it doesn't mean there is no negotiation on that. You can negotiate on the profit, but bottom line is that sellers should and require basically to disclose the cost and the profit margin. Of course, cost, there is no negotiation in it because that's the fact, but they will negotiate normally on the profit. That they may, for example, you put 3%, they may negotiate the 3%. You put an absolute value of $10, they may negotiate the $10, then you bring it down to 9, but still it is murabaha. Why? Because there is a disclosure between the original cost and the profit margin. So it doesn't mean murabaha has no negotiation element. It still have negotiation element, but what is important to distinguish it from the typical musawama contract is that there is a disclosure on the profit margin to the buyer, and there is a profit element. This is murabaha. That we are going to talk about it in details in the future. Now the second one under بيوع الأمانة is بيع التولية. بيع التولية, basically you make zero profit. So basically you will resell with your original price. If let's say your original cost is and price, which is cost actually, your original cost or price is $100, you want to sell with $100. So how much is your profit? Is zero. So you are not making any profit. So again, this is tawliya. You may tell him, well, this is my phone. I want to sell it to you with $100, and my cost and my purchase price is $100, and I'm not making any profit. So I'm making zero profit. This is tawliya. Now the third one, which is al-hatita or wadi'a, is the discount, meaning it's a negative. So meaning that he's selling with disclosing the original cost and how much discount has been given from the original price. This is a bit different than the what's so-called discount on promotions in the market. Sometimes you will say there is a discount, there is promotions, discount 5%, 10%. Yes, true, that's a discount, but it is not wadi'a. That one is still بيع المساومة, but price has been discounted. But this one, the بيع الوضيعة or بيع الحطيطة, is that you will disclose your original price. So my original price is and cost is 100, and I'm not making a profit. More than that, I'm making a discount of 5% from my original price, or 1%, 2%, $5, $10, whatever amount. But in the musawama, when they give discount, so basically they are still making profit, but they are giving discount from their profit margin, which is not disclosed. But in wadi'a, the cost is being disclosed, profit being disclosed as zero, and furthermore they will give more discount on the original price. If let's say my original price and cost is 100, so when I want to sell, I will sell with, let's say, 95, so I'm giving a discount from the original price, $5 or 1%, 2%, whatever it is. So here there are three contacts, or if I recap from the beginning. So we have two types of sales: the bargaining sales, which is based on negotiations. There is no disclosure on the cost and the profit, which is the most popular type of sales. And the other one is basically buyur al-amanat. Buyur al-amanat, or sales based on trust, is basically transactions whereby there is a requirement to disclose the original cost and the profit margin, if there is, and disclose it to the buyer before you conclude the contract. And the buyer has to agree that before you sign the contract. And this buyur al-amanat, you have three contracts. Buyur al-murabaha, positive, you make profit. Buyur al-tawliya, zero profit. And buyur al-wadi'a or hatita, you make losses, meaning you give discount. So for murabaha, original plus, then maybe 1%, 2%, 3% profit. Tawliya, original plus 0%. And buyur al-wadi'a, original price, and the discount value, 2%, 3% from the original price. That's the what's so-called buyur al-amanat, and it is very important because the decisions of the buyer is not based on his skills, negotiations, expertise, but it is based on the integrity of the sellers in disclosing the cost and the profit margin. That's the type of what's so-called class one of the classifications, basically, of the sales from the angle of buyur al-amanat and buyur al-musawamat. With that, thank you very much, and we shall carry on our discussions on the sales in the coming session. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.